Hi everyone. You know what we're going to do today? We are going to try and help our friend the Scindapsus over here, the Jade Satin Scindapsus, to climb the wall a little bit better. This is one of my favorite plants, hands down one of my favorite plants, and my second favorite genus of plants, of course, followed by Philodendron. Scindapsus are beautiful, beautiful, stunning plants, and in the wild, they are climbers just like Philodendron. Climbers and shinglers, I guess you can say. What's interesting is that not only do they climb, but the side of their leaves turn flat once they start climbing on the side of trees and walls. In fact, I was at the Denver Botanic Gardens earlier today, and I got to see some beautiful Scindapsus that were climbing up the side of a tree. And that's how they are out of nature. And as they grow and climb up higher and higher, their leaves get bigger and bigger. But it's just so fascinating to see that shingling pattern. I actually have some Scindapsus in my room that I have on one of my walls that are actually starting to shingle along the side. And it's really interesting seeing that happen because it's just kind of like a little stickiness, but nothing where it would disrupt the wall or climb into the wall or affect anything with it. You could just peel them off, but it is really cool to see. So this Jade Satin, which I got a large plant of midway through the summer this year, it is stunning. And I want to see it continue to grow and its leaves continue to grow. And already I'm starting to see it start to form in that shingling sense. So we're going to take more of those little plant leaf clips and we are going to help this baby grow. By the way, as I'm up here sticking these things onto the wall, I look over at the Gloriosum down there, and at first its new leaf that's starting to unfurl was just still wrapped up. And then I took another look over, and the humidity was hitting it just right as the sun was setting, and it unfurled. It started to unfurl at least. And so I'm assuming that it's probably going to continue its unfurling process throughout the night. And I have a little time-lapse camera set up next to it, so hopefully we'll get some good stuff there. But yeah, I thought that was really interesting and beautiful to see down there. So let's continue on with our Jade Satin Scindapsus. I don't know what it is about the Scindapsus species, or genus, I should say, but I absolutely just love the way they look. The last Scindapsus that I got was past this Jade Satin one, maybe about a month afterwards, or maybe a couple of weeks. I don't remember. Sometime in the summer this year, I got a Silver Splash Scindapsus, and I absolutely love it. Boy, I'll tell you what, for being 5'6", having to come all the way up here to this height, I'm probably at, I don't even know, like 14 feet, because there's probably a good 6 to 8 feet above me. Yeah, I need probably gonna need a larger ladder at some point. This corner of my living room has actually probably become my favorite since I started designing it, just because not only is it the addition of this Jade Satin Scindapsus, or Scindapsus, however it's pronounced, I don't know. I say Scindapsus, other people say Scindapsus, then you'll hear some people say Scindapsus. I don't know. But anyways, what I love about it is that not only does this area have the Jade Satin Scindapsus, which is my favorite of the Scindapsus, but this Scindapsus is growing so well because there's a humidifier over here, and I keep this on 24/7, constantly fill it up with filtered water, and I put it on automatic and just kind of like make sure that the humidity is around like 60%, which might seem high to many of you, but at the same time, I have constant airflow going on in here. Like the AC is on central air, but then I have mini fans, dozens of them, like hidden all over my apartment, underneath bookshelves, underneath the couch. And that continues to help out with the airflow, which is awesome because you don't want to have high humidity with it just kind of sitting there. That'd be gross and cause bacterial and fungal issues. But these plants, because they grow up in the tropics, they thrive on high humidity, and so that's really what helps them grow. Neat thing about Scindapsus as a genus is that many of them will let you know when they need water. You don't need to water them a whole lot. In fact, it's kind of like pothos, but you could probably go a little bit longer without having to water them, more so than a pothos. Like, I probably watered this plant during the summer months maybe once a week, maybe. But as we got into the fall, I've noticed that so far, the last time that I probably watered it was like a week and a half ago, and it's doing really well. They will let you know, as I said, when they need watering because you'll start to see their leaves kind of like curl up almost. And that's when they tell you that, hey, I need some water. And as soon as you water them, that curl just kind of goes away and they go back to normal and they look stunning. No matter which species you're looking at, Scindapsus are just awesome. Another reason why I love this wall over here is because there are so many other species that I have growing alongside of it with the Jade Satin that I absolutely love and adore. For instance, the silverleaf Monstera, which I've talked about in other videos. That is such a beautiful plant, and I love seeing it grow. It just continues to put out these beautiful leaves that, as they mature, will eventually fenestrate. Now, fenestration is like the holes that you see inside the leaves, sort of like the Monstera deliciosa, because this is the silverleaf Monstera, which its botanical name, its real name, would be the Monstera sulpicana. That falls under the genus of Monstera. So these leaves will completely evolve over time and look way different than they do right now. I have seen what they look like as mature form, and they do look cool, don't get me wrong, but I really love how they look right now as kind of the juvenile plant. But, you know, eventually they grow up. It happens. You know, another butte that's alongside this plant and growing really well is Philodendron Melanochronism. Now, Melanochronism means black and gold because when the leaves come out of this beautiful plant, that's the color that they come out, is a black and gold color that shimmer, and they turn into this beautiful dark green that almost has hints of gold in it. Now, this used to be my favorite philodendron about a year and a half ago, and I got this beautiful, decent sized one, and it was growing really well. Now, these plants, they need such high humidity. It's kind of insane. I had it in a IKEA glass cabinet where it was growing, and I was like, you know, I just need to figure out how to make this plant grow without having to be inside such a uh, crazy type of situation here with a glass IKEA cabinet. And what I did was I ended up propagating it, cutting up different parts of it, the stem, and then I grew out roots with it, and then I planted them as several different plants, which is the creation of this plant here. This is actually like 3 little plants turned into one, and I grew them in my conditions that I have here in my apartment. Like I said, I keep the humidity around 60% at all times. The temperature is around 65%, but they really need that humidity to be higher than 50%. So whenever, in the rare instance that the humidity drops below 60% in my apartment, and you can start to see it start to like suffer a little bit, which I don't like to see because it's such a beautiful plant. But yeah, it used to be my favorite philodendron, and it is no longer. That is now the Philodendron bilietiae, which is about to have a new leaf pop out, and I'm excited. But when I was also at the Denver Botanic Gardens earlier today, I happened to see a mature size Philodendron Melanochroniza, and take a look. I took a picture of it. This is what it looks like as it matures. And the thing that really drew me to the plant species in the first place was that they grow these really long, beautiful, shield-like leaves. They are stunning. I have never had a leaf that has grown that well, but you know, maybe one day. I've kind of shifted my interest into other plants, so I'll deal with these smaller leaves for now. Actually, this Melanochronism is growing so well that I actually find myself having to prop it and chop it as its leaves continue to grow. But yeah, if you don't have that high humidity though, the new leaves that come out, they will suffer. And you can kind of see a little bit where some of those leaves look a little bit like they tried to come out, but they didn't. It's this really annoying process, but 'tis plant life, my friends. 'Tis plant life. My stupid Apple Watch is telling me, almost there, keep moving for 1 more minute and stand. I am not going to stand right now. I'm sitting on a ladder. This is actually like my favorite time of the week because I really don't do a whole lot of plant stuff on the weekdays. Like when I'm working, rarely will I actually like take a break to do any plant chores or anything like that. I try to separate plant work and regular work because plant work can get very time consuming and distracting. And so I'm pretty much at my desk most of the time, just working. So I wait till the weekends or in the evening after work to do some plant chores, but mostly on the weekends. Like I do all my watering mostly on the weekends. Oh no, it fell. And it was gone forever. Yeah, most of my stuff I do on the weekends, and it's really relaxing. Like I really don't think about anything except for these chores while I'm like doing it. No stresses or anxiety or anything that's going on in the world. It's just kind of nice. I'm sure many of you are like that too with your plants. So this upcoming weekend, I am going to be the keynote speaker at a big plant show here in Denver. I'm going to post some information about that on my social media pages, both Saturday and Sunday. I will be speaking at 2:30 p.m. It is being hosted by the Bronze Petal, great plant shop here in Denver, and I am really excited. And I'm going to be just, I want to drop that. Among many other speakers that will be presenting, I'm going to be talking about mental health in plants and how plants can really help your mental health, which I got to experience firsthand as a journalist when I was covering the pandemic for the local news here in Denver. And so I'm really excited to share my journey, my plants journey. Just kind of crazy to think. Actually, let me show you guys a picture really quickly. This is what I started with when I moved into this apartment approximately 2 years ago this month. And yeah, that's what I started with. Not a whole lot of plants. And fast forward to today, and boom, we've got a couple more plants, like a couple 100,000 million more plants. What's funny is that, all of these aren't different plants. Like I didn't go off and get a ton of plants. All right, I did get a ton of plants, but what I did was, I would say about half of these, if not half of these plants, are all propagations of one another. So many philodendron in here that I propagated and turned into other plants, either gave them away to friends or just added them to my collection until I give them away to friends or people I know. So yeah, I would say about half of my plant collection is just replicas of other plants that I have. Out of the corner of my eye, I keep on looking down over at that Philodendron gloriosum, the new leaf that's unfurling, just to see if it's made any progress. And it looks like it's doing really well. But I really need to focus on this Jade Satin Scindapsus wall because Clumsy over here decided, as he's putting on a clip, that he was going to accidentally pull out a brand new leaf that's starting to emerge. That probably took forever for this plant to grow. So just killing one of my favorite plants, but it'll grow back. I try to think ahead sometimes too about like what kind of creation can I come up with next? What will be the next kind of climbing wall or plant type wall? And I haven't a clue yet. I was thinking maybe it'd be fun to do something kind of Christmas themed, since we'll probably be around for the holidays. So if you guys have any ideas, by all means, I'll give you credit. Please let me know in the comments. Well, I do believe that is all we can do for now with our Jade Satin Scindapsus wall until it starts to climb a little bit more. But of course, I will keep you guys updated on this wall, its progress, the plant, and also keep a close eye on the Philodendron gloriosum new leaf that's unfurling. It's got my attention. I'll make sure to produce videos about that for you guys as well. I hope you all are well, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Until next time, I will see you in the next video.